the game is on the line, you want Lonzo to shoot the ball?
Who you going to give it to on the Pelicans if the game is on the line? What's up, good people? Welcome back to another episode of Undrafted Views. We're here. We talk sports from the sidelines. And today we're going to talk about Lonzo Ball of the New Orleans Pelicans. Yes, Lonzo Ball, we're going to do a player spotlight. And Lonzo Ball is a California native. So quite naturally, we're interested in him as an NBA player. And we would love to talk about his career right now. Let's get started.
So Lonzo Ball was the second pick overall in the 2017 draft. And there's some players that went after him who are totally outplaying him right now. Mm-hmm. There's Jason Tatum, De'Aaron Fox, Bam Adebayo, Donovan Mitchell, oh my God, Kyle Kuzma, and Josh Hart. I think they're all totally outplaying him. But Lonzo had more hype than all of them. And I think that's why he ended up being a second pick.
Yes. Yeah. And I think the hype preceded his play ability and play production. And for me, sometimes the hype is what I always replays in my head. So when I see him play, I'm looking for it and I don't see it. Right. You know, and you were in California, LA in particular, it was big. It was very, very big. So yeah, I'm looking for something that I'm not seeing. And his counterparts, balling.
Yeah, and paid. Oh my God.
So yes,
it's safe to say that Lonzo kind of was dealt an unfair hand, kind of. I mean, his first year, his rookie deal, right? I felt like he was playing like a deer in the headlights.
I can understand that. It's new, right?
Yeah.
So some people are ready for it when they get it. And other people need to warm up to it. And maybe he was someone who needed to warm up to what the spotlight really meant
in
on
Los
the big
Angeles
stage with other NBA players.
Yeah. So I'll give him a pass. In fact, I did for his rookie year. But then the second year, when LeBron came into town, the pressure went through the roof in Los Angeles. And he didn't live up to the hype, you know. So then what happened was LeBron made sure that he got Josh Hart, Brandon, and Lonzo shipped out of town in exchange for AD. And then the third year, Lonzo, this was his opportunity, you know, to have a fresh start in New Orleans, and still not impressed.
It was a great opportunity in hindsight. Initially, when the three Lakers was traded to New Orleans Pelicans, I was like, no, you didn't come to our town and get rid of our people. That's how I felt initially, right? Because I do believe that they were good players. However, now that they have transitioned to New Orleans, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, and Lonzo Ball have transitioned to New Orleans. Then my scope was, well, this is a new start for them, right? So now whatever they were unable to do with the Lakers, they can now do with the New Orleans Pelicans. Lonzo in particular was now able to hopefully showcase his abilities that he actually had when he was with UCLA. Now bring that to the New Orleans big stage and now make a name for himself with his production and his skills to be able to play at a high level basketball. I'm still waiting.
Yeah, I'm waiting too, because as of now, he's only averaging 10 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. Whereas his counterparts, who he went before in the draft, they're at least 20 points per game in the same amount of minutes played. I think his biggest rival, if we consider, is De'Aaron Fox. In head-to-head comparisons, oh my God, De'Aaron is just outplaying him completely. They play the same position. De'Aaron went 5, Lonzo went 2, and looks like it should have been the other way around.
Probably. And we can say, it's the market. All right. So De'Aaron Fox went to Sacramento Kings. Yes. And Lonzo Ball went to the infamous Lakers. Well, guess what? He's not with the Lakers anymore. He's now with New Orleans. Now what? I'm waiting for the now what for his production. Give me more. And if he wanted to aspire to be anybody right now, perhaps it should be De'Aaron Fox. They were in the same draft class. What is it about De'Aaron Fox game that warranted him a new contract and not Lonzo Ball? What is it?
Well,
Because
first of all,
you can't say it's the Lakers because you're not there anymore. Now you are with the New Orleans Pelicans, and you could create a culture. You could be a floor general. Are you? Maybe, but is it impactful enough where the team is not considering benching you?
oh no,
Now they got Eric Bledsoe that can
and,
potentially start.
and Kara Lewis Jr. Let's
Hello,
not forget about the rookie they drafted
hello.
because I don't think they believe in Lonzo's ability or the future of him being in the Pelicans organization. So they set themselves up for another point guard.
So I want Lonzo to take heed. I know he may not feel threatened, and hopefully he won't, because if he feels threatened, then maybe he won't perform as he should. But at the end of the day, Lonzo, you plan for your next big payday. This season coming up is your season. So if you want to show that you are worthy of your next payday, it has to be this season. Otherwise, you're going to be playing for another team.
What role do you think Lonzo should play on a team with a brand new coach, a team that has drafted another point guard? They also have Eric Bledsoe in the hopper just in case. What role do you see Lonzo playing next season?
A leader, a floor general, own it. He has to own his role as a point guard for the Pelicans. And it has to be able to show up and increase points. I'm going to need for you to be more aggressive. Take the shot. Look for your shot first, then look to pass. Maybe you need to switch it around, right? Because right now I know that you're a great passer. I mean, what, you're averaging 6 passes? Your assist is about 6? Okay, well, then that's great. Maybe you can still keep that number, but your first focus should be, let me find my shot first.
Yeah.
Because these points you're putting up, it ain't enough.
No. Now, I think Lonzo should still start, at least for now. I mean, but I do not see him as a closer. I don't see it. I think he should just facilitate the offense, get BI and Zion and Steven Adams going early. Okay. And then he should probably take a seat on the bench. When the game is on the line, do you want Lonzo on the court?
And then he's gonna get a big payday from that?
No, not at all. Okay. No.
Okay.
Nope. No, he should just drive and kick, pass it out like he's been doing. I mean, you think he should look for his shot first? I don't. His shot is unorthodox. It's unreliable. It doesn't go in. No.
Well, then that means that he hopefully has been working on it.
Yeah.
Before the season starts. But if you're not going to be looking for your shot and your opportunities to drive the basket, Mr. Point Guard, then if you're just going to be a straight facilitator, but it is kind of strange though, that Lonzo is a facilitator with the pass first mentality, but so is LeBron. And when LeBron does it, he gets praised. When Lonzo does it, he gets, he's an average player. Why is that?
Well, I think because, LeBron, first of all, everybody knows LeBron can take over a game at moment's notice. We do not know that about Lonzo. Okay. LeBron is aggressive. Lonzo is super timid to me. Okay. And so that's why. Okay. That's why I think. And LeBron is 6'8", 250. So that alone is impressive, to be able to, to do all that he does on the court. Lonzo, his main focus should just be to set up the offense, period. Okay.
And I'm not saying that Lonzo should be LeBron. That's not what my statement was about or why I asked the question. I'm just asking the question from a perspective of when one player does it, it's okay. But when another player does it, it almost hinders him from being able to excel. And I say that because while I look at LeBron, different bucket, please understand that. But while he's able to pass first as a point guard, he's also able to get his points as a point guard as well. I am saying for Lonzo, there should be a point where if you want to pass first, that's fine, but still look for your shot also. Because if you are a confident shooter, if you're not afraid to go to the free throw line,
well,
then you should be able to at least draw some fouls every now and
then. He's not a confident foul shooter. I mean, he shoots 48% from the free throw line. He's not going to look for his shot because he shoots 34% from the 3-point line and 39% from the field overall. With those stats, I'm not sure I would shoot the ball either. And that's probably what he's thinking.
Got it. I got it. So then again, I want him to build up his confidence. And because if that's the case, you were drafted second pick for a reason. You have to have been drafted for a reason outside of your dad's promotion of you. It has to be, right? So if that's the case, then I want you to live up to that, Lonzo. And I have a question for people who really follow Lonzo and who stand for his game and really support him. If you were to take Lonzo Ball's name off of his stats, you don't even know who the player is, and you're looking at his stats for his last 3 seasons, and you look at those stats and you didn't know who the player was, what would you think about that player? Would he be below average, or someone that you can build a team around when you know that this particular stat history is for a point guard? And how would you want them on your team? And what do you think is missing from Lonzo's game that really can propel him to the next level for his next payday? Because that's really what's coming up.
Yeah, and that's what he's fighting for. But it's going to be a knockdown, drag out fight, because I don't know how many minutes he will, see on the court with the new coach and Stan. I think Lonzo does have a lot of strengths too, but it seems like to me at this stage of his career, though, his weaknesses far outweigh them. But let's just talk about some of his strengths that I see.
Okay.
I think, first of all, he's a 6'6" point guard. So that's good. He has good size. He's long and lengthy. He has a high basketball IQ. He's able to see the plays unfold. He knows where his players are going to be. He can get a lot of steals. He's quick. And I think he's a solid on the ball defender. However, I think he checks out mentally of the game if he's not on the court.
You have to be engaged even when you're on the sideline, because the moment you get in, you got to be able to keep up the momentum. And if you check out and then it shows up in your production, hence is why we're here. This is why. Yes. Yeah. And that's a part of his play that he needs to get rid of.
I agree. And so, because his shot is so unorthodox, he doesn't look for it. And it looks to me like he is being very passive out there. It's like, well, if I'm a defender, I know I don't have to guard you because you're not getting ready to score. And so now I can drop back and maybe apply more defensive pressure on the wings because I know you're not an offensive threat. So that's something that hopefully he's working on. And then I sometimes feel like he's not focused on basketball. I mean, he's rapping, he's on these TV shows, he's on The Masked Singer. Like, with your stat line, Lonzo, I need you to be a little bit more focused on your main career.
And to finally now take control. Now you take control of your career. You just signed with Clutch Sports. So hopefully you'll be able to really see, changes in your career. But right now I am fearful. It'd be 2 years and we'll be like, Lonzo, who? And I don't think that should be the case.
Yeah, it'll be the biggest fall from grace. I mean, there's been some busts in the draft, but you don't want to be one of them.
You don't want to be
Lonzo, you do not want to be one of the busts. They'll talk about you so bad. You know what? If I'm honest, people are talking about him pretty badly right now. So what would be the difference?
That he still has an opportunity to change that.
He does. And maybe it's true that the Pelicans had to fire Gentry so that Lonzo could flourish in a new system under Stan Van Gundy. That's very possible.
That's true. This may be the catalyst he needed to be able to now really become the point guard and the NBA player that he is designed and destined to be. You may be right. Stan Van Gundy may be the best thing that happened to Lonzo Ball, or the worst. But but Lonzo will have to control that. He'll have to own that one, not Stan Van Gundy. He'll have to own it. But I'm rooting for him. I really want him to do better.
Yeah, because looking at his counterparts, I mean, these are some big names. Yeah. We didn't know it then because obviously when you drafted, you're coming from college. Nobody really knows what you're really going to do.
That's correct.
Jason Tatum.
Ooh.
I mean, golly.
Like the friend Boston said, we will build around you. And what's what's interesting is that New Orleans decided to pay Brandon Ingram. Is there money for you, Lonzo, in New Orleans? So if you are not going to be playing to stay in New Orleans, you need to be playing for your next contract. And it could be with any other team, but you're going to have to prove it because people have your 3-season history on you. How are you going to change any potential team to want to have you be there and that they build around you?
Yeah. There's reports that Lonzo might be traded to the Knicks. I think that would be the worst decision for him. If you couldn't flourish on the LA stage, don't even think about playing in New York.
Yeah. You know, we are a little forgiving out here. Now, you're going to get talked about, but if you do, you can turn it around. We can kind of find love for you. But in New York,
nope. They're going to eat your lunch.
and it may not be the case if you can go there and dominate. And you think that trade is going to happen for this upcoming season?
That's what I'm reading. Yeah. You know, Austin Rivers is up there too in New York. Julius Randle, another former Laker. Throw Lonzo into the mix with RJ Barrett.
The franchise is not going to build around him today. But why not? They build around Dame. And got him some good pieces with CJ and all them other guys.
Dame, but he gets his points though. And his assists, everything.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. And you know, the pass first mentality may be great, but now when you can't get your points too, just doesn't make sense.
It's cool when people know you can turn it on. You ain't turned it on. We don't know that you can turn it on. If the game is on the line, you want Lonzo to shoot the ball?
Who you gonna give it to on the Pelicans if the game is on the line?
Brandon Ingram.
Oh, hands down. Absolutely. I can get that. Yeah, no, Brandon Ingram.
Yeah. Or Zion.
If you throw a lob. Oh, yeah, Zion can shoot. Yeah.
Yeah, Zion can shoot the 3.
And Zion don't have no problem driving to the basket either.
Yeah, he's going to do everything.
At least he'll try. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, I can't.
Yeah. I know. All right, you guys. So that wraps up this episode of our player spotlight on Lonzo Ball. Make sure you drop down in the comments and let us know what exactly we are missing from Lonzo's game. Like, what is it? Are you a big fan of Lonzo? Is he still on the rise? Yeah. I would really like to know.
Right. We come in peace.
Please. Yeah.
We really want to know. Hey, he's a Californian, so you give my support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So please let us know in the comments and we will see you guys on the next one. But until then,
peace.
Peace, y'all.